Hello, this is part 5 of the binomial theorem lecture. This is our last part of this, and what we're doing here is we are looking for specific terms of expansions. We're not wanting to list all the terms out. So if you look at the example 3 that I have here, 2x minus third to the 10th, as a matter of fact, you're not going to want to go all the way out and list all 11 terms because that's how many terms it will have. So what they want to do on these types of problems is they want a specific one. Okay, they don't just give me all 11. They just want one. And the characteristics of the term they're looking for is the x to the 7th. They want the coefficient of that one. Okay, and on the example 4 I have here, they just tell you flat out, I want the 4th term of the expansion of 3x minus 5y to the 12th. Well, that one's going to have 13 terms, and you don't want to go there either. So, so what we're doing is just finding one term, and that's it. Now on this one, 2x minus 3 to the 10th, well, every one of them has a binomial coefficient. And since this degree is 10, it will be 10 choose something. And we're going to figure out what that something is in a second. And then you got the a term, which is the first term in your binomial, which is 2x. And then the b term, which is negative 3. Not just 3, but negative 3. Now, since you are looking for the x to the 7th term, that will have to be a 7 because 2x to the 7th will have like 128x to the 7th, but it will be x to the 7th. Now, the thing about this is the degrees of these a and b terms have to add up to the degree of the binomial, which is 10. So this one's 7, so this one would have to be 3. So now, another way you could think of this is that this is the 7th term. So the first one is going to be 2x to the 10th. So it's going to be x to the 10th, then x to the 9th, then x to the 8th, then x to the 7th, which is going to be the 4th term. So when you do this, if it's the 4th term, it's 10 choose 0, 10 choose 1, 10 choose 2, 10 choose 3. So you can do it by just kind of like a counting method and just do it that way. Just say, well, if it's x to the 7th, it begins with x to the 10th, x to the 9th, x to the 7th, and x to the 8th, and x to the 7th. So it's 4 terms. And then go through the list, 10 choose 0, 10 choose 1, 10 choose 2, 10 choose 3. So it will be 10 choose 3. Now that's probably the hardest way to understand it. The easiest way to understand it is this number and this number must match. So that's probably what would be best for you guys to do that. Now, the counting method works, but it's just more chances of making a mistake. So 2 things you're going to need to look at here. These 2 numbers add up to the degree, which is 10, and these numbers must match. And the reason this is 7 is because you're looking for the x to the 7th. Now, the rest of this problem is just a matter of doing the 10 choose 3 calculation. 2x to the 7th is like 128x to the 7th. And then a negative 3 to the 3rd is a negative 27. Now, like I said on previous parts, what people are doing is they're just taking 2x to the 7th and make it 2x to the 7th. They're raising the x to the 7th, but they're not raising the 2 to the 7th. So I see that mistake all the time. So what they're doing is they're doing this, really. And they're not thinking that just the 2 has to be raised to the 7th power as well. So I would strongly recommend that you put parentheses around it, and it'll remind you that you do need to take the whole term to the 7th power, not just the variable, which is x. Now 10 choose 3, I don't know what that is. I didn't have a calculator handy, but what you would do is whatever that is, you're going to take 10 choose 3. You can figure on the calculator if you have to, then multiply that by 128, and then multiply that by a negative 27. Now, if they're looking for the term, they want you to tack on an x to the 7th on the end. So you have to multiply this times 128 times negative 27. That will be your answer. Now, since they're only looking for the coefficient, the x to the 7th is not part of the answer. If they were looking for the whole answer or the whole term, then it's that whole number times x to the 7th. So it's kind of like semantics on example 3 and example 4 here. You're really doing the same thing. Here they're looking for just the coefficient. Here they're looking for just a specific term, which is the 4th term. So the process is exactly the same. You do the binomial coefficient. Okay, in this case the degree is 12, so it's 12 choose something. And the a term is 3x, the b term is negative 5y. Okay, So we have this, this, and this unknown. We got to figure that out. So since we are looking for the fourth term, this is where we do use the counting method. The fourth term would be 12 choose 0, 12 choose 1, 12 choose 2, 12 choose 3. So it'd be 12 choose 3 down here. All right? So this number is always one less than the term you're looking at. So in this case right here, x to the 7th, okay, that actually is the fourth term. Okay, so 12 choose 3, 3x, negative 5y. Now you remember now, this number and this number matches, just like this number and this number matches. However, this number is not going to be 7, it's going to be 9, because these two numbers have to add up to 12. If I made the 7, then this number would have to be a 10, and that's not the case. So you're looking for the whole term, so you have to actually get your calculator out and do the whole thing here. Now, whatever it is, whatever 12 choose 3 is, which I don't know what that is, you got to take 3x to the 9th, okay? And that's a pretty huge number. It's like 18,000 something, x to the 9th. This I do know. It's a negative 125 y cubed. So you'd have to take 3, oops, sorry, my mistake. It's whole thing to the 9th power, not just the x. So that's where you got to be careful with. So 12 choose 3, you take that value on a calculator, take 3 to the 9th, take that value, and negative 125, and multiply all those numbers together. And you're talking probably about 6, 7 digit answer there. So it's going to be huge. But so you got this huge number and then x to the 9th, y to the 3rd. So there's a huge number in front of it. If they were looking for just the coefficient, they're looking for just this number right here. But since they're looking for a specific term, the whole thing is the answer. Just what I was saying a while ago, it's just semantics. The process is the same. It's just this one is just looking for the answer, the number in the front. This one is looking for the whole term. So, but at the end of the day, the process is the same. Anyway, this concludes part 5 of this lecture. And if you have any questions after this, feel free to contact me. Do it as soon as you can. The test is coming up, and I probably won't come in on this weekend. So if you got any questions on this, please email me or let me know. I'll send you another video clip on a specific problem if you need that. And but try to get it in by Thursday or Friday at the latest. So thanks a lot.